iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Dover International Raceway in Dover, Delaware. It will play host to the next round of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modifier. Well, did it already here. Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here for Red Light Racing. To bring you all the action here tonight, high above the studio skies here tonight. My name is Roger Muth, and alongside me, it's the man from the upstate New York area, Al Smith. Al, welcome back to the booth here for Red Light Racing as we get ready to tackle this concrete jungle here in Dover.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, Roger, and it's going to be a great one. Only 3 races remaining in the regular season before the chase starts on January 17th. And right now, it is wide open for the top 12 positions inside the chase standings. And I'm looking forward to what is going to be a wild race here at the Dover International Raceway.
You talk about the Chase Championship standings. Well, you win, you're in. 10 races in the regular season, and we are here with just 3 races left to go at Dover. Those drivers that are locked in currently, Max Terrell has picked up 3 wins this season, with a counterpart of Jason Wells picking up 3 himself. Only one other driver that has a win, so that's only 3 drivers that are comfortably locked in to race for a championship this season. That third driver is the 88 of Sean Butler out of Ohio. He is 3rd overall in the championship standings. Zach Mitchell, Jeffrey Souza, the dark horse, along with Sean Single. Those drivers have a pretty comfortable sized lead. You could actually add in Blaine Timmons, the rookie, in there. He is 6th overall in the championship standings tonight coming in. Or actually, that is 7th. James Skelton, Richard Murdoch, who is not in attendance here. He's out in California. He'll be spotting for the driver of that James Skelton entry. Chris Hammett, Joe Strano, and Ethan Troutman right now. Those round out the top 12 drivers that are locked in currently on points. Tim Plum is just a couple of points out, but I don't see him registered here tonight at the Dover International Raceway, so we'll see where he will fall to. Then that's Tim Combs. He is actually sitting roughly about 32 points back behind that cutoff line. So right now there's drivers on the outside looking in that would like to be in to race for a championship. It's Dover, it's Kansas, and then the big wild card one will come when we head to the Talladega Super Speedway. Well, that won't come until we head into the new year. 2022 is fast approaching here. This is the final race of, well, what would be the 2021 schedule. Well, of course, we have the rest of this regular season and then the playoffs all to come here before we can crown a champion. So it's the 2021-2022 season. But first, we have to come through this track right here. 1 mile in length is the Dover International Speedway here and out. It is tricky. Some drivers talk about it like falling off a cliff and then driving up the side of a mountain.
Yeah, you got to really watch your entries into turns 1 and 3. Going into turn 1, it's like dropping off a ledge. The car really wants to get in there hard. It'll drop down and it'll bottom out if you go in with too much speed. And what will that happen? Well, it'll cause you to go right up the racetrack. And if you're side by side, well, the Monster Miles is going to have some carnage to chew through, as these guys are going to put on one heck of a show. And then up down the backstretch, underneath the bridges and into turn 3, that's another tricky spot. But what I'm curious to see here tonight, Roger, is how these guys are going to get on and off of pit road. It is a very slow pit road here at the Dover International Speedway, and it will be a very hard entry to come in on hot easy tires.
It is about time, though, as qualifying is in the books here tonight, that we set the starting lineup here for you race fans. This is your starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Starting at row number 1 with the quick time here tonight, driving car number 86. That's Slim Jim entry of James Skelton. Starting to his outside, the driver out of Ohio, driving car number 88. This is Sean Butler. Starting back in row number 2 here tonight, driving car number 2. This is Michael Trevarthen with the rookie sensation of Blade Timmons starting 4th. 5th, then we'll go to the 42 of Max Herrett, while starting 6th to the outside there, that's car number 11 of Sean Single. Starting back there, then into the 7th starting position, Jason Wells, the alien, in car number 64, will start there. Starting 8th, we'll go to the number 24 here, the youngster of Zach Mitchell. A great run last week for Zach Mitchell at Watkins Glen. He'll go 8th here tonight. Starting 9th, then on the starting lineup, hailing out of North Carolina, driving car number 54. Colony Tire and Service number 54, Rex Hoyle will go there tonight. And rounding out the top 10, driving car number 62 here tonight, Ethan Troutman.
Starting on the inside of row number 6 of the JTG stable, the number 4 of Jeff Souza. Outside of him, the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Joe Strano will start that 43 in the 13th starting spot. Outside of him, the number 14 out of New England, this is Brian Bianchi. Ryan Richards will start in car number 21 in the 15th spot. Outside of him, well, it's Grandma Hips himself, Josh Buckley, in car number 2. Brandon Minto in car number 5 will roll off 17th for the Ferda Motorsports team. And outside of him, the 51 of DJ Anderson. Rounding out your top 20 starters will be Tim Cones in car number 17 and Brandon Feeney from Canada in the Beefy Motorsports. Car number 38, Brandon Feeney.
Starting back in row number 11 here tonight, making another start here with car number 7, Kyle Souza. We'll go back there to the 21st position while starting 22nd, the rookie, the 973 of Philly Edwards. Starting in row number 12 here, hailing out of Canton, Michigan, driving the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98. This is Ryan O'Donnell, and the driver out of Norman, Oklahoma, driving car number 19. This is Travis Minto. Starting back in row number 13 here tonight, driving the Dirty Mo Radio number 33. This is Eric Johnson. And right alongside him, it's the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40 of Rob Higgins. Starting back in row number 14, the number 31 of Dave Bragg out of Ontario, Canada. Next to him, the other Ontario, Canada driver, car number 45 of Tim Williams. Starting back in row number 15, Bruce Potter will drive car number 59 here tonight, and piloting the 184 all the way out of Australia, Kevin O'Brien will start back there. 16th row here tonight, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 30 of Bob Higgins here tonight will go from row number 16. Well, right alongside him, shotgun to the field here tonight, driving car number 3. This is Tony Strano. That's your starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. We're ready to go racing. 100 laps on the docket here tonight as the pace car is in. Green flag pending this time. It'll be James Skelton and Sean Butler on the front row. Green flag is up. We are racing here tonight at Dover.
Skelton with a good jump down in the turn number 1 as Butler will call right there in behind that Slim Jim Toyota Camry down the backstretch for the first time. Single file your top 2 are, but they are hard in the turn number 3.
Look at car number 2 back there. That's Michael Trevarthen trying to make the move to get up inside the top 3. There is the driver of car number 2, but lap number 1 will go to the 86 of James Skelton. That number 11 and the number 2 there. Michael Trevarthen and Sean Single still battling back there for that top 5 position here on the Speedway. 1 lap in the books. Everybody pretty much single filing out. You'd have to go all the way back to car number 5, running into the 17th spot right now. Here comes that Get Up Chevrolet. That number 5 of Brandon Minto. He'll go to the inside. He's going to bring DJ Anderson in car number 51. 1 car hard into the inside. Well, that is the driver of car number 6. That is Chris Hammett, and he is shedding positions like I shed water off my dome piece.
Yeah, Chris ham it down on the inside of the racetrack with that Valvoline number 6. Heavy front end damage on that number 6 car. Very under the space down the backstretch, bringing that car pit side. Car just stepped out of him off turn number 4, and that is one of those trouble spots, Roger, I want to keep an eye on, especially on cold tires when temperatures are down. The car will get very light on exit, and it can cause a lot of damage.
Race leader still, though, going to be James Skelton here. Sean Butler. Blade Timmons has worked himself with that Rowdy Energy 923 entry into P number 3. One driver going to bank it off that same wall down there in turn number 4. That was the alien wear number 64 of Jason Wells. Wells will lose the spot there to the Colony Tire and Service Center number 54 out of North Carolina. Rex Oil, the Wiley veteran, will now move into that spot. Well, how far down will Jason Wells fall here tonight? Here, we're only on lap number 5 out of the 100 scheduled here tonight at the Dover International Speedway. See everybody working the outside lane right now around Wells. Wells battling. That's car number 4 on his outside. That is Souza in car number 4. Right now, tonight, he is driving out of Florida, actually, on his backup rig, I guess you want to call it. And he will now take that 10th position, but he was out of shape coming down the back straightaway also.
They're right there, still side by side off turn number 2. It is still Wells to the inside. He'll give way to Richard. So now single file there as they work all the way around the speedway. Everybody getting into a groove right now, trying to feel out what their cars are going to do, what adjustments they can make on that brake bias to help their car get into the corner, tighten them up, loosen them up, depending on how it feels right now. And these guys are going to work all over the racetrack. We're seeing multiple lanes already around here, and I think that will only get wider as this race goes on. And we are about a third of the way through a fuel run. I am calculating between 35 and 45 laps on a fuel run, depending on yellows, that these guys can go on a tank of gas. But you know what I always say, I want tires before I need gas.
Tires, tires, tires. Right now, that Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry out of Michigan of Ryan O'Donnell, he would love to come down for a set of tires here if he could, because that Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry was just into the outside wall a lap ago right there coming out of turn number 2. He's got right front damage, but he still continues to hold the pace right now back there into the 18th position. He's right behind car number 17 of Tim Combs and right ahead of car number 7 of Kyle Souza. That is how they work right now, as there's also a battle back here for the 26th position. There you see car number 40 of Rob Higgins. He is starting to close in on number 45 of Tim Williams. Williams really struggling here tonight in car number 45. He's back to the 25th position, and it looks like he's a little slower off corner number 4 than Rob Higgins was last time. Higgins really able to close a lot of ground. Bruce Potter also back there all over the 31 of Dave Bragg. But we have battles inside the top 10 right now. As that is Jason Wells sideways off the corner. That was going to be the number 45 of Tim Williams. He'll lose that spot to Higgins and Bragg. And up front, though, Wells trying to move his way inside the top 10. He was also sideways in that Alienware car. He just cannot get the handle on car number 64 here tonight. Caution lights are on the speedway.
Yellow flag coming out for the first time here on lap number 12. Looks like the 59 of Bruce Potter has gone around on the back stretch, along with possibly Tim Williams involved in heavy front end damage on the front end of that Toyota Camry for Potter. Heavy front end damage. I'm going to say that Miles took the bite out of the front end.
Well, we're going to have to take a look here in just a couple of seconds. Let's take the look here back at the instant replay, watching car number 59 here of Bruce Potter on lap number 11 to bring the first caution flag of the night out. He tried to go around the 45, and oh no, Bruce Potter and Tim Williams both getting together. The driver out of Georgia and the driver out of Ontario, Canada, making contact to bring the first caution flag of the night out. There you see the 45 of Tim Williams sitting still backwards on the back straightaway. That Rev Esports Platinum RV and Services BK Paints number 45 has heavy damage here. Take another look at it if you can from our camera angles here tonight. Watch it as they come together down the back straightaway. Two cars come together right there, and hard nose damage for car 45. And actually, I believe that was Kevin O'Brien in car number 184, also getting a little piece of it.
Couple takers on pit road. One of our front runners, Blade Timmons, they're one of the rookies this season, down on pit road, full tank of gas and 4 Goodyear Eagle Racing tires as they come out of the pits here. 35 miles an hour pit road speed. And the way that these guys race, we can see a lot of long green flag runs. So a little bit of off strategy play for the number 923 automobile as he comes back out on the racetrack for Timmons, along with a Souza, Minto, Strano, a whole list of guys came down pit road, getting a little off sequence from your race leaders.
Remember pit strategy. You wanted the tires, Al. Now those drivers have the tires, but they're going to be buried way outside the top 15. It looks like first car with tires will be Timmons back in 21st position. Do you think the tires was right now the time to come get them, or possibly should they have waited a little bit like the race leaders were? We're just over a tenth of the way through.
I think it was a good call. I mean, the off strategy, if you're not up front with the guys that you're racing with, I think it's a good call to take and get up there. Get up there, pit strategy, get some fuel in there. We are on lap 14, so that means that they could realistically only have to pit one more time at the end for this race. So I like the call. We'll see how it works out, if the yellow flags fly or not, but definitely an interesting call here for the back half of the field. And it'll be interesting to see, just after these 12 laps of green flag racing, how good these tires are and how fast they get up through the field.
When we're coming back here into the restart zone, we'll have 14 laps completed here tonight at the Dover International Speedway here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series. Look, we got it right this time. It's the Scrambler Series, not the Modified Series. The Modified Series on Thursday night, presented by our friends at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. If you need to keep your car on the road, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply has all the parts and knowledge to keep you there. As we come back racing here, it'll be the 86 of James Skelton in the Slim Jim number 86 to the inside, to the outside. The Valvoline Chevrolet, the number 88 of Sean Butler here. Then it'll be Michael Trevarthen and the 42 of Max Terrion. Green flag back into the air here tonight, and we are racing once again here at Dover.
Oh, trouble for the 42 of Max Terrion. He's up the racetrack, so trouble for the 42 of Terrion. He lost multiple positions on this restart. Now car up to speed. But he had a back bumper full of, I believe, the 54 Rex oil. Everybody sorts it out single file as we come off of turn number 4. But the trouble there on the restart down into turn number 1 for Theriot. Everybody getting there in the back in position is now your race leader is still the 86 of James Helton. And we got cars all over the turns 1 and 2 at the back of the field. Everybody keeping it straight, and we're clean and green.
We're clean and green, but it looks like 51 of DJ Anderson back at P number 15 here currently. That Baja Mountain Dew Blast entry. Well, that has a ton of front nose damage on that ZL1 Camaro right now. There you see right ahead of him the Office Depot number 62 of Ethan Troutman. Troutman looks like that may be where the damage came from, because that car, the rear end, looks like it perfectly will line up with the 51 of DJ Anderson right now, and Anderson continuing to lose spots here. Here comes the Get Up Chevrolet. There goes Brandon Minto. There goes Blade Timmons. The next car to pass car number 51, that will be the other driver out of Norman, Oklahoma. That will be the number 19 of Travis Minto, as these drivers are all over the speedway here tonight, making moves and, well, knocking laps down here. It'll be 18 in the books here for James Skelton. He has led all of them here tonight at Dover.
Take a look at some of the guys that finished the first one on the racing surfaces. That 923 Rowdy entry for Blade Timmons. He is all the way up inside the 14th, restarted back in the 21st position. And you see how this car is able to cut down the racetrack. The fresh tires are going to mean a lot here tonight. Not sure if they got an allotment of tires in the pits or if it's unlimited for them, but tire strategy could come into play. One car is slow off the corner. That's the 17. It looks like that was the 17 automobile right there in front of you. They're stacked up 2x2 through turns 1 and 2.
Tim Combs losing a little bit of ground that time off the corner. Now that Hellcat Chevrolet is badly wounded. You can hear the kitty growling as he goes down into the corner. He's going to lose the handle down in turn number 3. Blade Timmons looking for a way around. Timmons will go to the inside now. He's going to bring Eric Johnson along with him. Here comes the 5 of Brandon Minto. He'll also work down to the inside of the speedway. Ryan O'Donnell trying to take that turbo door. Radical Paints down there. Now here comes Travis Minto. That's 17 of Tim Combs. He says he's a better golfer than he is a racer here at contact to the outside wall. There goes Combs. I guess he just yelled 4, and unfortunately, there is Tony Strano. It's his fault.
I don't know if it's Tony Strano's fault, but tough break for both of those drivers. There was some right front damage. Got to wonder if maybe the 17 of Combs had a right front tire going down, Roger, that caused that accident here on lap 22. Tough break for both him, and then Tony Strano just comes in nowhere to go. Innocent bystander at the end of that one.
A lot of hard hits out there for those drivers. Let's dissect this here. What happened here tonight to bring out that caution flag? There you already see the wreck already started. We'll see if we can get that to go back just a little bit farther for all you race fans here tonight. Watch this back. Watch car number 19. Is right out there is car number 17. That's going to be the Tim Combs entry. Combs to the outside of car number 19. That's southwest entry. Right there, Combs bounces off the wall and nowhere. Then for the 17 of Combs to really go but down and block the track, and Tony Strano just absolutely. Watch the 3 of Strano. The track's going to get clogged down the back straightaway. It was actually the next time by here. Ride on board. Let's ride on board with Tony Strano and see what he saw. See the 17 out in the far picture there, really struggling. Next thing you know, if you're Tony, all of a sudden you go off into the corner and hard onto the brakes, but the concrete doesn't grip these Goodyear racing tires, and Tony Strano making the hard contact there with the 17 of Combs, who was stopped dead in the tracks. So that's what's going to bring the caution flag out here for the second time here tonight at the Dover International Speedway.
Not the night that they wanted to have here, especially to end the 2021 season. Those drivers both on pit road getting damage fixed, especially to that Victory Junction game number 3 for Tony Strano. And just tough break there, Roger. It's a spotter maybe tell him to go high, and you don't know these big banking here at Dover. The cars can wash down, and you know it's just a tough break. It's a tough hit there. Hopefully everybody's all right after they get out of the infield care center.
Looks like DJ Anderson has gone to pit road also. Remember, he has very heavy damage on car number 51. Kevin O'Brien has been to pit road. Tony Strano is taking the tow to pit road. Tim Combs, Bruce Potter both have been to pit road numerous times here tonight. It does look like our new race leader, though, will be the Blade Timmons, number 923, with Brandon Minto, Brandon Feeney, your top 3 drivers. Then sitting back there, well, they all came to pit road. Sean Butler, James Skelton, Michael Trevarth, and Sean Single. Max Terra, Rex Hoyle, and Zach Mitchell all round down the top 10. Al, we talked about tires earlier. We talked about how important you really wanted tires. Well, now Blade Timmons, Minto, and Feeney are all off sequence. The triple killer bees up front here. Now Butler and Skelton are going to have to work around on new tires. How treacherous is it to try and pass drivers here on older tires when you have fresh ones and feel like Superman?
The speed difference could be very large there. You're talking maybe 5-10 mile an hour difference in closing rate. You're able to grip that corner and rip it off the corner. But I'm interested to see what I would say probably a 6-lap run in between these pit stops here. So we're a quarter of the way through this race here tonight at Dover. Interesting to see. Make some mental notes if you're these drivers out there trying to figure out, all right, when do I need tires? When can I at least last pit? Right now, everybody trying to save as much fuel as they can behind the pace car as they come off turn number 2. And these drivers all know that this could be, a long green flag run from this point out. So, the top 3 cars, they're going to have to pit a little bit earlier than these drivers that just came in on lap 22.
So we're going back racing. It will be 25 laps down in the books here tonight. First time we've actually had a true lead change here. Blade Timmons will take over the top spot. It will be Brandon Minto, Brandon Feeney, Sean Butler, your top 4 drivers. When they come back into the restart zone there, you should see the iRacing.com pace car start to make the left-hand turn to come to pit road, and then we will get the shindig back going here. Timmons, remember the rookie, battling for that Rookie of the Year championship along with Philly Edwards. Right now, Timmons sitting in P1, while Philly Edwards is back into the 21st position. Green flag in the starter's hand. Waiting. Green flag is back in the air. Let the beast roar back to life here at Dover.
Good jump from the outside for the 5 of Minto. He's going to get the car wound up on the outside, but that Rowdy Energy number 923 of Timmons is going to jump out to the race lead. Here comes the 88 of Sean Butler. Butler, fresh tires all the way up into that number 3 spot. And how about the number 2 car right there behind him? That is Michael Trevarth, and then the number 2 working the back side of the 88 of Butler. Everybody top 4 cars, single file. We've got them 2, maybe 3 wide behind them. They settle it down 2 by 2. That's the 24 of Mitchell. Is now we got a bid for your race lead.
Here comes the 88 of Sean Butler. He'll go to the inside. Blade Timmons not going to challenge Sean Butler all that hard here on lap number 27 because he knows the fresher tires are on the bottom side of the speedway, and he's just along for the ride at this point. He is off sequence from those race leaders. Sean Butler, Michael Trevarthen make their way through. Here comes the 86 and James Skelton as Timmons now has the chance. He had a moment just briefly that he was going to be able to get to the bottom side of the speedway. Not going to make it happen. Here comes the storm from the north blowing in. Max Terrill now going to pick up P number 4 here. Timmons falling back like a drop in the bucket. Where did the other drivers that restarted on those older tires fall to? Well, Brandon Minto's back there running 8th. He's made his way back to the bottom side of the speedway while Brandon Feeney is outside the top 10. He is still rolling, but he is back in the 11th position.
Right now, Timmons working the outside of the speedway. He's got the number, I believe that is the 11, a single that just went by him. So single now up to 6. Timmons back to that 7th position right in front of Minto as they got a car working the outside of the speedway. Here comes Richard in that 21. He is shot out of a cannon down the backstretch in the turn number 3.
He'll make the pass on car number 5 as he enters quarter number 3, and right behind them, that is the 7 of Kyle Souza and the 54 of Rex Hoyle. Oh, Souza into the outside wall with his Ford Mustang. That's going to allow the Conley Tire and Service Center number 54 of Hoyle to take the spot. Now here comes Brian Bianchi, that Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe. Tuxedos by Ted. Ford Mustang down on the bottom side. This is the best run of the season so far here for Brian Bianchi in car number 14 here at Dover. Better known as a short track racer on the series. Now in his sophomore season here with the Scrambler series on Monday night, trying to really get things done and wound up here, trying to string together a couple good runs. Right now, though, he will have to settle for 13th, as you see that 33 of Eric Johnson right ahead of him.
Rex Hoyle getting by the 5 of Minto as they work down the backstretch. Here comes the 7 of Souza. That is the bid for the top 10. So Souza, for the first time here tonight, inside the top 10. He's bringing that Dirty Mo Media number 33 of Eric Johnson along with him. Bianchi also doing well in that number 14 as Minto sliding backwards on those older tires. And you asked me, Roger, how the older tires were going to hold up. And right now, I think if you can come down pit road and get the tires, I think you want to do that as everybody's starting to single file themselves out. One car up the racetrack, I believe that's the 38 of Feeney as he's still sliding back as it looks like maybe got the outside wall off turn number 4.
So Brandon Feeney now sliding back. There goes the 64 Jason Wells around him. Here comes Rob Higgins in that checkered flag. All to supply the Higgins Hill Racing number 40 of Rob Higgins trying to work his way up closer inside the top 20. Right now he's back there running in 21st as he takes that spot away from Brandon Feeney. Dave Bragg is right there. Bragg and Feeney, two good old buddies off the racetrack here on iRacing.com. One has the Liquid Motley sponsorship, one has the Jiffy Lube sponsorship. We'll see which one of those are a little more slicker here tonight at the end of this 100 laps. Right now, Dave Bragg will take the bragging right as he slides car number 31 into the 22nd position. Brandon Feeney back in the 23rd. Up front, though, it is all Sean Butler. Now here comes James Skelton as Michael Trevarthen will slide to the outside. He'll slot right back in line behind car number 86. That will allow James Skelton to take P number 2. Trevarthen back to 3rd. Max Terrill is right there along with Zach Mitchell. That's your top 5 here as we ride around on lap number 36 here tonight to complete lap 36. This will give Sean Butler his 11th lap led here this evening.
Yeah, Butler starting to open up the gap as now Butler 0.3 seconds behind there as the top 5 cars have started to stretch it out, but Sean Single, he is clawing as fast as he can, trying to make that a 6-car breakaway. Up here in front of this one, Richard runs 7th. Rex Hoyle having a good run early, and that number 54 runs 8th. Susan Timmons, your top 10 right now, and what is becoming a very long run here as everybody's starting to spread themselves out around the Dover racetrack. Side by side, a little bit back in the field for your 16th spot is Wells. Took the spot away from Jeff Souza in that number 4. As those drivers now start to do battle, that is the 51 of DJ Anderson. Looks like the crew did a good job getting that car patched up as he's starting to march his way back through the field.
Just ahead of them, there is the car number 62, that Office Depot of Ethan Troutman, driver out of Tennessee. He's trying to battle that number 14 machine. That's Brian Bianchi right now that holds the spot. Bianchi will work the middle side of the speedway, call it the upper groove right now here at Dover down to 3 and 4, as the 62 of Troutman will work the inside. Here comes Granny Hips. Look at Joshua Buckley. He just had a pork chop, and now Granny Hips is going to move himself into P number 13 to match the side door number of car number 13 here tonight. So Joshua Buckley picking up a bunch of spots here tonight. Now running in that 13th spot, bumping Brian Bianchi in car number 14 back to 14. Bianchi, though, seeing if he can make a charge in that Culpeper's Bakery Cafe to get back around car 13. Both drivers on the same pit sequence here. 18 laps on both sets of tires for those cars.
To no surprise, last time by, the fastest car on the racetrack was the 42 of Max Dario. As we get into this long run, we know what kind of veteran that 42 is behind the wheel, taking care of his stuff. He was 2/100ths better than your race leaders, and that time by, still a little bit quicker, is now Sean Butler was quicker that time. But those top three cars starting to settle out there. And how about Sean Single? Clawing his way, now putting pressure on the 24 of Mitchell. Bid for the 4th spot in the turn number 3. Single able to hook the bottom with Scooby-Doo, scared for his life off turn number 4.
He's going to try and run away from that T-Rex number 24. Oh, Scooby-Doo looking for a Scooby snack that time. Jenkins that time off turn number 4.
Raggy.
There it is. Raggy looking for it. There's Sean Single running away, though, like he is afraid of T-Rex. I don't know. T-Rex looks like a friendly character to me, especially when Zach Mitchell's behind the wheel of that car. As they do that, though, the Cobra Jet number 2 of Michael Trevarthen actually started to close in last time by. So they are all battling right now, 4th, 5th, 6th. And you might as well call it 7th and 8th right now, because look at Ryan Richards, last year's champion of the Rookie of the Year category. There's that Caterpillar number 21. He'll look to the inside now. Michael Trevarthen. Did Trevarthen just use the tires up too soon here as we close in on the halfway home portion of this race?
That closing in here. One car slow on the infield coming to pit road. That's Brandon Feeney. So trouble for the 38 down on pit road. Rex Hoyle going to get by Trevarthen. So here begs the question, did Trevarthen go too hard too early, use up the good on those tires, but now side-by-side battle in front of him? 3 cars underneath the blanket in the turn number 3. It'll be the 54 of Hoyle moving up to the 6th spot. So he gets underneath the 21 of Richard to take that spot away off turn number 4.
Getting reports, though, as we look at car number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, he has actually been into the outside wall. That is what caused him now to lose all these positions. He was running 4th at one point. Now he's back to running 8th just in the matter of 4 laps, and he is losing ground there as now he'll peek down the back straightaway to the inside of the number 21 of Richard. As Richard holds that spot there, he might be able to power off the top side here of turn number 4 and keep car number 21 into P number 7 here, as that is exactly what he will do. Just behind them, though, there you see the 33. That is Eric Johnson. Johnson has closed in on car number 7 here of Kyle Souza. That's the battle back there for the 9th and the 10th position as Blake Timmons, he is back there. He has fallen all the way back to the 11th spot, but it has seemed like ever since he got knocked out of the top 10, his car has started to equalize. Cars coming to pit road. Here comes the number 21. Oh, Richards is going to miss pit road. Ryan Richards was trying to come to pit road here on lap 48. He just missed it. That is going to be a big mistake here for the 21.
Yeah, big mistake, and that was one of the keys I talked about coming to pit road under green flag conditions, how you can do it and how easy it is to miss that pit road contact between Souza up the racetrack, the number 7 up the racetrack after contact with the 33 of Eric Johnson. That was the battle for the 8th position. Somehow Souza able to hold onto that position and hold on to that car, but that could have been big trouble for that number 7.
So he hangs on to it, corrals it back into the 9th spot right now. Here comes more cars, I think, coming to pit road. The number 2, the Cobra Jet Ford Mustang, will slow it down on the back straightaway. He will come to pit road. That is Michael Trevarthen making his stop here. So he comes into pit road. He'll be joined by, it looks like Ryan Richard did make his way to pit road, but well, we'll see which one of these drivers. Lap 50, they cannot make it from this point from this point to the end.
No, if it goes green to the end, they cannot stretch it this far. We did have reports some people might be able to go a little bit longer than 45 laps, but by my calculations, that is about as far as you can stretch the fuel. Is everybody out there? But right now, you're kind of forcing the hand. We saw how much faster, fresher tires are on the racetrack. So these guys are going to come out. It's going to be really mixed up as your top 3 stay on the racetrack for now. They all bypass pit road, so everybody's staying on there. Butler stretching it out, though. 1 second over Skelton, who's starting to feel the pressure from Max Theriault.
Terrell has now started to close in the last couple laps. Car 42 was actually one of the fastest cars on the speedway, and actually looking at it last time by, he was actually faster than James Skelton. Let's see if that continues this time by as they go around the lap car there. That was car number 59 of Bruce Potter. They both get around him at the line. Sean Butler's going to pull a lap time of, it looks like a 24.2. Looks like a 24.3 there for James Skelton and a 24.4 for Max Terrell. Those are your top four as they come across the line. That's time, as it will be 53 laps in the books here tonight. We are on the other half of this race at Dover. These drivers have all been battling with Miles the Monster right now. We've only had 2 caution flags so far, but we have not seen this green flag pit cycle through. More drivers coming to pit road. It looks like there's Bob Higgins down on pit road. He'll finish up his pit stop with that checkered flag auto supply number 30 here tonight. He'll come back out onto the speedway. Now it looks like Brandon Minto going to bring that get up number 5. That's Chevrolet to pit road. The driver out of Norman, Oklahoma in the United States Air Force Station over in Texas right now. He will bring that Chevy down pit road to get his service on lap number 55. Now, still can't make it from this point. These drivers all banking on either a caution coming out or this race going green and having to cycle themselves through, while everybody else is hoping that we stay green and we can go the rest of the way.
Yeah, a few more takers now. Wells coming down pit road along with Joe Strano, the 43. I think if I'm out there as a competitor, I want to come in around lap 60 to 65 if I can stretch it that far, just due to the fact that that should get you to be able to make it to the end of the way. We know fuel runs about 35 to 45 is the window, depending on how heavy that right foot is. And right now, Sean Butler out front with that Valvoline number 88, and he is picking it up and putting it down. So that'll work around here. Your top 3 cars are about 2 seconds separated, and Butler's still stretching it out over the 86 of Skelton. But this race is going to be won on this pit stop. It could be the last pit stop of the race as the teams are starting to get ready on pit road.
This could be the only time we see a green flag pit cycle all night. At least it has been so far in the first 57 laps here at the Dover International Speedway out of the 100 scheduled here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series. We know Sean Butler in car 88 out of Ohio usually has a very fast car on the long run, especially right here at Dover, one of his favorite tracks on the circuit, and he is showing after leading the last 32 laps of this race that if you put him out front, he is going to be one of the hardest drivers to get back around here as we close in to complete lap number 58. Butler still out front. He has a 1.3 second lead over his counterpart of James Skelton.
And right now, you see the braking right there behind him is the number 2 of Trevarthen. He's out on fresher tires. He went by the 86 of Skelton and the 42 of Theriot, just like they were standing still. So that's the difference between new tires and old tires. But he is going to do it the hard way, get back on the lead lap. He's going to be a little bit slower when all these guys up front have to come down to make their pit stops, as we got 50 or 41 laps left to go. I would suspect we could see the race leaders on pit road at any moment now. Is now 1.7 seconds separating the top 2.
You can really tell that the 88 of Butler is really turning up the wick on this long run. Probably saved his tires in the early portions of this run, as the 2 car there. Trevarthen really pushing hard, almost put himself into the wall that time out of turn number 4. But he kept it pointed in the right direction after bouncing it off the wall. Right now, we only have 16 drivers on the lead lap. Who's that 16th driver that has currently caught himself on that spot? Well, there's the number 40, Rob Higgins, right now running in the 16th spot. Kevin O'Brien just out in front of him, and then it's 2 drivers that just swap positions. There's Ryan O'Donnell in the 98. He is sitting in 12th. There's Jeffrey Susan
trouble
back
on
to
the turn
13th.
number 1. Looks like Brian Bianchi in the outside wall, slow through turns 1 and 2. Stay green so far, but right in front of your race leaders. Bianchi slow down the backstretch. They're going to move to the inside. That really could have caused some issues, but he got in the outside wall down in turn number 1. And your race leader on pit road, Butler on pit road.
So Sean Butler coming to pit road here after 61 laps of competition. This does look to be like this could be his final trip to pit road tonight. He's right on the verge of being able to make it versus not being able to make it. He's one of those drivers that he really calculates his fuel out here right to the T. He's also one of the drivers that can save the most fuel on a long run. We've seen him do it week in and week out here with the Red Light Racing Series. As there comes the race leader Max Terrell's going to put the 88 of Sean Butler down a lap. That's the kind of risk that you take here at Dover, coming to pit stops under green. It's going to lap down very quickly here at Dover.
Yeah, right now 1 lap is going to be all. He's down in the way. 4 tires and a full tank of Sunoco race fuel provided by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and he is down and away. Yeah, Trout, Theriot, and Johnson, the only 2 cars. Now they'll come down pit road. Max, Theriot, Eric Johnson, your top 2 coming down pit road. Is they'll work around there. That will give the race lead to the Office Depot, 62 of Ethan Troutman. He'll take over. He was last on pit road, lap 22, Roger. Stretching a little bit longer, see if we can catch a yellow flag, maybe trap some of these drivers down a lap or more.
So Troutman still out there on the speedway, as it looks like he's actually going to slow and come to pit road. Hot to come to pit road. Got to get to 35 miles an hour. He'll lock up the brakes on car number 62. Looks like we're going to have to see if the pit road police will nag that number 62 there of Ethan Troutman. DJ Anderson also coming in very hot with his Mountain Dew Baja Blast. There's Jeffrey Souza. There is a slew of drivers right now down on pit road. That will turn things over. There goes the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40 of Rob Higgins. He will take over the race lead now here, as he has yet to come to pit road. He has been out there for 44 laps on his tank of fuel. This time by, I'm being told he will bring down car number 40 to pit road. So this will all cycle back through, and your race leader should look to be like it will be that number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, who pitted 16 laps ago.
He does, but he's got a fast approaching Valvoline number 88 of Butler to the back side of him. 2 turns 3 and 4. Look at the speed difference between the fresh tires and a little bit older tires. Side by side at the line. It'll be Trevarthen getting credit for the lead, but new race leader in the turn number 1 is Sean Butler. Will make the power move and take the race lead back from the 2 of Trevarthen.
He has already led 36 laps here tonight. James Skelton has led 21. Timmons has led 4. Minto, Higgins, Trevarthen, Troutman, and Terriel. Geez, there's a lot of T's in there. They have all led 1 lap apiece here tonight. Still a lot of racing left to go. Anything can happen here tonight. So Butler now the race leader with Trevarthen back there in P number 2. James Skelton is 3rd. Max Terriel is running 4th. And Sean Single right now in Scooby-Doo. He is sitting there in P number 5. Blade Timmons, the rookie, is back there in 6th. And Zach Mitchell is sitting in the 7th spot. Brandon Minto in that Get Up Chevrolet number 5. He's back there running 8th right now. Then it's going to be Jason Wells and Eric Johnson currently rounding down the top 10 here as we come by this time. Lap number 69 about to go in the books.
And Johnson right now, your hard charger of the race, up 15 positions from his 25th starting spot here tonight in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply 100 at the Dover International Speedway, Roger. And he has kept it clean. Johnson looking very good, very racy out there tonight as he tries to close in on the back side of that Alienware 64 of Wells as they all work around the speedway. 31 laps to go for Sean Butler. And how good was his on and off pit road? His race lead now almost 4 seconds. He doubled it from the time he went to pit road to through that pit cycle. So Butler, very good getting on the pit road and off of pit road to stretch out his race lead to almost 4 seconds over Skelton, who runs in that number 2 position.
He just puts the car number 19 down a lap there. That is going to be Travis Minto. Now that's Jeffrey Souza actually will take that 18th spot. DJ Anderson will be the car on the hot seat. He is running 17th right now, 20 seconds behind the race leader. So he just has a 2-second buffer right now between himself and the race leader of Sean Butler. So Butler is picking him up, knocking him down. 29 laps to go here tonight at the Dover International Raceway, or Speedway here actually in Dover, Delaware. Well, Al, with only under 29 laps to go, Casino's out front. Who you gonna put the chips on here in the late going?
Right now, I guess, everybody's keeping an eye on your race leader as they got lap traffic in front of them coming slow in front of them. That is the 184 of Kevin O'Brien, who just came off pit road. That really slows up your race leaders as Souza trying to find a way around him. I think everybody's money right now is on Butler. But Butler closing in on the backside of these guys who really lost a lot of time. Got race lead down to 2.5 seconds. Anything can happen as we close in on the 25 lap to go mark here tonight for this 100 lap affair. And my dad always taught me, don't count the chickens till they hatch, and I'm not going to do that. But right now, if I was a betting man, my money would be on that 88 of Butler.
Well, you might have to get the paint out to paint those chickens here tonight because Ryan O'Donnell in that Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry, he is being hounded right now. DJ Anderson's going to take the Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry right around that Turbo Dork Radical Paints 98. And now that's going to put Ryan O'Donnell back there in 16th. Joe Strano is, well, he's on the hot seat, and the race leader is all over the back end of that Road Rage Accessories number 43 of Joe Strano right now, and they're going to go 3 wide. Look at Sean Butler just sliced through the middle. He just went underneath Bruce Potter, and now they're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Joe Strano says, I don't like this. I don't have enough Road Rage Accessories parts on this 43 left here tonight. Look at the front nose of that car is square. Here comes Kevin O'Brien now. He'll be like Superman. One driver to pit road, though. That's the 64 of Jason Wells. He'll come down with just 24 laps to go as he is now on pit road with that Chevrolet. Does not look like that is going to be a Chevy winning moment here tonight as he is down on pit road with, well, not a lot of laps to go.
Definitely not. It is a tough break for the 64 of Wells. He was inside the top 10 down on pit road, so maybe some contact with that 64 that we did not see as he's still down on pit road. But how about that? All 3 makes inside the top 3, led by the bow tie of Sean Butler, who is over the Toyota of Skelton, and Max Stereo in the blue oval runs in 3rd. They all chasing, though, that number 88 of Butler, and Butler's lead now down under 2 seconds. 1.8 seconds after. That's how much lap traffic cost them. Caught them at the wrong times, and it is very tough to get around lap traffic here at Dover, the way these speeds are and how fast you're going. It's probably one of the fastest tracks on the circuit in these Gen 6 Cup cars that the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series will run all season long.
You got to remember, though, at the end of that last tire run, Sean Butler was still the fastest car on the speedway. As this time by, we're going to get 20 laps to go left here at Dover. So that's just 20 miles of racing left around this concrete monster. And, of course, Miles has bit a couple of these drivers. A couple of those drivers, of course, Tony Shrano is out of this race here tonight. He's being scored in the 29th position. Tim Combs is in the car number 17, being scored back into the 30th spot, while Tim Williams is being scored 31st and 32nd here tonight, driving car number 6 out of Virginia. This will be the number 6 of Chris Hammett. He's going to be scored with a 32nd place finish, his worst finish of the season. He is one of those drivers that is not locked in currently on points. He does not have a win, and he is not officially locked in yet with just 2 races left here after Dover.
Everybody, oh, one car up in the outside wall. Not sure who that was. Off of turn number 1 and 2, got up out into the loose stuff behind Skelton and got the outside wall. Keeps it pointing in the right direction. We'll stay green. Tough lick as we got a few more drivers coming down on pit road right now as they all work around the speedway. Still 2 seconds now behind Butler. So not sure who that was, Roger, but someone in the outside wall very hard.
Looks like that may have been the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. There's the Liquid Motley K1 Graphics Platinum RV and Services number 38 of Brandon Feeney. He does have the newer tires than car number 86, but the problem is he has a ton of damage on that car right now. He's back running into the 28th position. He is 27 laps down. His crew just got that car back out there, and he saw a straight fender on car number 38 and said, well, he doesn't want his crew to be spoiled during the Christmas holiday that they thought they were going to get to spend with their loved ones during the Christmas and New Year holiday. So now Brandon Feeney going to scrape up that quarter panel on car number 38 here tonight. And, well, Al, if you're working on that car over the holiday, there's no off day now. There's no quarter panels left.
That's all right. I needed the work anyway. You know, you don't work me enough, Roger.
Well, we're going to get you to work here sooner or later, just like this number 14 of Brian Bianchi. He is battling here inside the top 16 right now, trying to run back down Rob Higgins. Higgins just got around car number 14 of Brian Bianchi to put Bianchi back to running into the 16th position. Bianchi's counterpart, though, his teammate on that new team, well, there is Rex Hoyle in that Colony Tire and Service Center. I talked to Rex just last Thursday before the Modified Series took to the track, and we talked about how Rex has just had some very rotten luck here as of lately on the iRacing.com platform all across, whether he's running the super late models, whether he's running the modifieds, whether he's running right here on the Scrambler series. He has just had bad luck. And, well, what do you know? After Thursday's race, he actually had himself a very solid finish on Thursday as he's looking to have another one here on Monday.
Yeah, I talked to Rex myself during the week there, and said he was trying some new settings out, and we talked and discussed about his bad luck over the past years. The yellow flag comes out, the 51 of DJ Anderson. Heavy front end damage, smoke billowing from that Baja Blast Mountain Dew. Looks like he might have blasted the front stretch wall to bring out our third yellow with 13 laps to go.
Well, hold on to your hats, race fans, because this one is now definitely gonna get crazy. DJ Anderson in that Chevrolet, the motor has officially expired as he'll be coming down to pit road. And, well, Al, if you're a betting man, 4 fresh tires, fuel.
Yeah, everybody coming down pit road on the lead lap here. Everybody, Hoyle, everybody inside the top 10 coming down. So here's the money stop. Do you put a little bit of assurance fuel in case we go extra distance in these fuel cells? And do you take 4 or 2? Will someone gamble on pit road to get the track position? If I'm up front, I want 4 of Mr. Feelgoods as everybody hits their marks down here. Everybody down to the right sides of the race cars. Pit crew doing a great job. Down and around to the left. So it'll be a 4-tire stop on the 88 of Butler. Everybody else so far, 4-tire stop.
Butler will be the first one down, and he will win the battle off of pit road. James Skelton, Max Terra, Sean Single. Looks like he will bring Scooby-Doo and his Ford out 4th. Zach Mitchell will come across 5th. Then it'll be Eric Johnson, Rob Higgins, Rex Hoyle, Blade Timmons, Ethan Troutman coming out there in the 10th position. Kyle Souza, Joshua Buckley, Ryan O'Donnell, and Jeffrey Souza. 14 cars coming to pit road. That's how they come out with just, well, it's 12 to go, but this one's not quite over. Everybody, though, taking those 4 tires. Let's see if we can find that replay here and bring that back to you. What happened to the number 51 of DJ Anderson? Oh, there we already see him actually out of turn number 4, spun around, and smoke bellowing out of the back. Wind it back just a little bit there from our truck. Watch car number 51, DJ Anderson, when he comes out of turn number 4. Looks like the car just got tight up the track into the wall, and, well, with no quarter panels left on the right-hand side, the tires catch and shoot him back across the speedway. A single car accident here to bring out this race. With, well,
tough.
It's going to be 10 under 10 to go.
That was a hard hit. Hopefully he didn't spill that Mountain Dew.
Especially the Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It's some of the favorites out there for a lot of the fans.
I have had that, believe it or not. I know I live underneath the rock up here where I'm from, but I have had the Baja Blast.
You call living in the upstate New York area under a rock, I call that a whole new, brand new planet. I've been up there, and boy, I didn't even think you guys had Mountain Dew yet.
Well, we're a little bit behind the times, but we're getting there.
So talking about the time is running out here tonight, race fans. Who do you think is going to have it? Does Sean Butler have enough in the tank as he's got those 4 fresh tires? We know he'll have the fuel left in car 88 at the end of this one, but will he have the tires? Can he still outsmart last season's champion of James Skelton? Or how about the driver who has run more short track racing than any of these drivers combined? That's the 42 of Max Terrell. There you see him. He will restart P number 3 while Sean Single is back there in 4th. It's still anybody's ball game here tonight at Dover. I don't want to count, as you said, Al, those chickens before they hatch. But look at all these cars going back around the pace car here to get laps back here tonight. We're going to put multiple cars back on the lead lap, and a lot of drivers that were trapped now because of their pit sequence, they will go from 2 laps down to now just 1 lap down here in the closing laps.
It'll be a 9-lap shootout. I hope you strap yourself into wherever you're watching here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Hopefully they got enough parts on hand at the store, Roger. I feel like this one, well, the gloves are off. Just like I saw this past weekend, we're going to see a barn burner of a fight at the end of this one to find out who will become the win. Butler going for his 2nd win of the season. Skelton trying to win, to lock himself in tonight with a win. Can he do it?
Well, we're about to find out. It'll be just 9 laps to go here when we come back racing. 9 laps to decide this one here at Dover. 9 miles of racing. Sean Butler, James Skelton, your front row. Here's the iRacing.com pace car. Will make its way to pit road. The green flag coming back out. Green flag is in the air. Put 9 laps on the board, and let's go back racing. Look at all the cars, single file back there, but the battle will be in the turn number 1. A great start by James Skelton. He'll battle for the race lead out of 2.
Skelton on the outside of the racetrack. Will he have the momentum? It is a side-by-side drag race. Chevy versus Toyota down in the turn number 3. On the inside, Butler holds on to it. Here comes Skelton. He'll get the momentum on the outside. Still side-by-side, but we're under yellow flag. Yellow, yellow, yellow. As Dave Bragg has brought out the yellow flag here for the 4th time tonight with just 8 laps remaining. And you thought that was good. This shootout that we're about to see is going to get even more exciting.
So this is really going to put us into a little bit of a, what we thought it was, what was going to be a shootout. Now this is going to be under 5 laps to go as Dave Bragg brings out the caution flag. Let's see if we can wind that one back here tonight and take a look at what happened to bring out this caution flag here tonight at Dover. As this is what we were looking for. It looks like there he is. He's already turned it around. There we go. This is what we're watching. Watch the 31. He's in the battle there with car number 19 of Travis Minto. And does he just get a little bit too high? Or does he get a little help? Oh, he got into the wall there, and Rex Hoyle was right below him. So the 31 entry got to tag it off the wall, entering turn number 3, spin that Jiffy Lube car around. And, well, with Jiffy Lube on your side, it was definitely slick.
Definitely was. And how about this? This is a good spot. Bob Higgins and Brian Bianchi down on pit road. Got the wave around last time. They got that quick yellow flag. They went coming down pit road, getting some fresh 4 tires on their Ford Mustangs. And they'll be out here as they run 15th, 14th. I believe that the lucky dog was Trevarthen. So the number 2, we saw him up front battling for the lead early on. He is going to be back on the lead lap. 16 cars on the lead lap now. I think it'll tall order for that number 2 to get back to the front of the field, but he is on the lead lap, and when that's all you need here, anything can happen in these closing laps, and well, you misdirect, you could end up in victory lane.
So what you're saying is I still have a chance to go to victory lane tonight?
If you're in the race, Roger, but I heard they took away your A-car license.
Yeah, the guys here with Red Light Racing won't let me come out of the booth anymore to run some races with them. They said I was too dangerous. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I thought I was fast.
Well, I mean, at least they didn't call you a dart without feathers.
I think that may have been used a time or two. I think Sean Butler actually said that here at Dover in the 1987 cars. Where, well, if he continues to sit where he is. Yeah, I mean, those cars are hard, right?
Yeah, those cars are hard. I wouldn't say, I mean, they're pretty much super darts. You know, slicked up, maybe a little bit of wax from the Checkered Flag Auto Supply on there, maybe a little bit of Mothers or something.
Yeah, you can find that all up at our Checkered Flag Auto Supply friends located in Nair, Massachusetts, over on Park Street. If you're in the area and you need wax, whether you need a little air freshener for your Ford like Al has in his mirror, you can get those little trees over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Or if you need to do an oil change, because, well, that's always important to keep those Fords on the road, check out our friends at Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Now, what, Al? Do you need an oil change? I know where you can get some oil.
Well, you know, you're sitting there, you're like, hey, try to be like Al, and I was getting all excited, and then, you know, you're bashing the Fords.
Well, there's a Chevrolet leading this one.
Yes, and they didn't bring the Ford Mustang. Could they not get it started? I'm going to beat you to it.
Well, the Ford Mustang pace car or the iRacing.com official pace car here.
Official.
I guess they went with what was official and not broke down all the time. We should see the lights go out this time, but that's just because of the switch he's going to flip right here as he comes across the start-finish line. Look at that. Lights out, Al, from the switch. It didn't just, didn't just break.
It's like you know. I mean, you should just go play the lottery tonight.
Well, there's a casino out front here at Dover.
All right. Yeah, I'll play with your money.
Typical. Always want the handout from me. Well, the hand is going to be out here as it was 5 laps to go from the flagman. Just 5 fingers in the air 5 more times around here. It'll be 4 laps when we come back racing. It'll be Sean Butler, James Skelton, Max Terriel with Sean Single there sitting in the 4th spot. And then it will be the 33 of Eric Johnson. Blade Timmons will restart 6th. How about Kyle Souza? He'll start car 7 in the 7th spot. Ryan O'Donnell inside the top 10. He is going to restart 8th. Joshua Buckley 9th, and Ethan Troutman in the 10th position here. Zach Mitchell just outside the top 10. We'll see if he can work his way in here tonight. 4 to go as the iRacing.com pace car comes underneath that Ally bridge here into turn number 3. Get ready, race fans. Hold the popcorn. Put it over on the side of your chair. We don't want you to spill it and have to send Al the cleaning bill for your carpet.
How about Scooby-Doo and Rags there? They look to take down. Maybe they'll take out the villains here tonight and park that Ford Mustang in victory lane side by side through the restart zone, and they'll come up through the gearbox. The green flag is up in the hands. It is back out. We're back underway. A great start by Skelton. He'll have a half a car on Butler in the turn number 1.
He got a good restart last time, got a great restart this time, but here comes the 88 of Sean Butler. He'll wind it up down on the bottom side of the speedway. Look at the momentum, though. That Slim Jim. Oh, Scooby-Doo around.
Big trouble. Blade Timmons also involved. Yellow flag coming out as the 11 Sean Single and Blade Timmons come to a rest down the backstretch. That Rowdy energy can all torn up as a tough break as Scooby-Doo. Well, he might have hurt Velma on the back left-hand quarter panel. He hit the inside wall pretty good there. Tough break for Sean Single, running inside the top 5 all race long, involved in this accident here on that last restart. That's going to send us into overtime.
Well, let's first take a look back here on the replay, see if we can see what happened to the 11. Watch this from the initial start here when we came to get 4 laps to go. Watch it as they come out of turn number 2. There's that great start by everybody on that outside lane. What happened, though, between Sean Single? Let's watch from over top here. A little bit of a wiggle there by the 11 of Single, and then he goes up the speedway and nowhere for Blade Timmons to go. Both drivers make the hard impact, and Scooby-Doo sticks it down there. Oh, and a double whammy there as Blade Timmons was coming at a high rate of speed backwards down the back straightaway.
Yeah, hard hits here. Luckily, the 11 on Sean Single able to drive away here tonight. The 923 of Timmons, he had to take the tow. He'll be down at the infield care center, going to get checked and hopefully released after that hard hit here at the Dover International Speedway. And when we weren't kidding earlier when we said that these accidents were going to be hard hitting there, you think Shaggy yelled zoinks?
I'm not quite sure what he yelled, other maybe oof, or it was Tony's fault also. But one driver that will get a wave around here driving car number 31, it looks like Bragg will get a lap back here. So Dave Bragg coming back around. He'll be scored in the 16th position. Now 16 cars will be officially on the lead lap. Only one other driver, 1 lap down right now, and that's the Alienware number 64 of Jason Wells. We will go into overtime, and we will have 3 attempts at a green-white checker here tonight. James Skelton is being scored as your race leader. That's because, well, he beat the 88 of Sean Butler to the timing line. That's not the start-finish line, per se. That was the timing line halfway down the back straightaway where they got scored, and then they got scored again into 3. And both times, the 86 of James Skelton was being scored as the race leader. So it'll be Skelton, the new race leader, with Sean Butler being scored in 2nd, Max Terrell back there in 3rd, and Eric Johnson back there in 4th. Who doesn't like a little extra innings, a little overtime here on the iRacing.com platform with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing here at Dover tonight. It's 100 laps with a couple added on.
Did you say overtime?
Yeah, overtime out, and it's not football.
Oh, I got excited there. I should be excited. How about snapping into a Slim Jim?
Well, that is exactly what the 86 James Skelton might do here tonight if he is able to park that car in victory lane. I heard if Sean Butler wins, though, he's going to open up a can of Valvoline. He's going to chug it.
Well, do we have poison control on hand?
I heard he's from Ohio, and he doesn't need it.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure for the safety of our drivers that put on these great shows for us week in, week out, that, we have at least people that can maybe revive them. Valvoline, I don't know what it tastes like. I've had the Quaker steak before, great wings and all that, but, the green bottle. But, hey, I'm wondering how the inside line is going to fire. We saw the last two restarts. On a serious note, the 86 of Skelton getting a great launch on the outside. Butler maybe not getting such a great run on the inside now on this restart as the lights go out. Will it be changed? Skelton right now comes in 7th in the points, 0 wins on the season. He knows if he parks this in victory lane here tonight, he's locked in. He's going to be racing for a championship in 3 weeks.
And remember, he actually came in pretty low on the totem pole. He came in 8th overall, or actually that is 7th overall actually for James Skelton coming into the night. He was, well, about mid-pack, only about 15 points to the good here coming in. If he wins this race, he does not have to worry about points any longer. He can go to Kansas on January the 3rd in the Next Gen Cup car. And then, of course, the tricky, treacherous Talladega Super Speedway on January the 10th and not have to worry.
I'd like to be that. I don't want to worry about going there. But you know what? To get there, we got to get through this one. 3-lap shootout overtime attempt number 1 coming at you is the official iRacing pace car. It makes the hard left-hand turn, Roger. This one is going to get wild. Strap yourself in. 5-point harness, adjust it. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing. This time off turn number 4 is the green flag up in the hand of the flagman. He'll wave it, and we are back underway. Skelton with a great jump here down to the turn number 1.
Skelton with a great start. Sean Butler trying to hold serve on the outside lane, seeing if he can get back around or if this late race restarts here are going to do him in. He's going to lead the most laps here tonight down the back straightaway. It is that Slim Jim Toyota as he'll enter turn number 3.
Max there, he'll take a look to the inside. This time off number 4. The white flag is up in the air. Final trip around the speedway. Skelton will get it. They'll race back to the line. Here comes Butler. He'll take a peek to the inside. Nothing doing that time through turns 1 and 2. Final trip down the backstretch and into turn number 3.
Here comes James Skelton. He has about a car length and a half back. Contact back there. Ryan O'Donnell going to go around a couple cars, spinning. Stay here with the race lead, though. It will be James Skelton off of turn number 4. He'll pick up his first win of the season, followed by Sean Butler, Max Terrell, Eric Johnson, Kyle Souza with a top 5 finish here tonight for the first time this season with Red Light Racing. 6th will go to Ethan Troutman. Joshua Buckley with his first top 10 of the season, finishing 7th. Zach Mitchell back there at 8th. And look at Michael Trevarthen rally back for a 9th place finish, finishing inside the top 10 for his first career top 10 finish, though. That will be the number 14, the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14, a Brian B. Yankee. That's your top 10 here tonight. Unofficial results, though, scrolling across the top of the screen as your winner. We're going to do the donuts here tonight. James Skelton picking up the big win right here at the Dover International Speedway after overtime, needing 1 attempt to get things done here tonight at the Dover International Speedway. We will take a quick break here from Dover, and we'll be back with your top 3 finishers right after this.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Dover International Race or Speedway here tonight for our Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. It was 3 races left to go before we went chase racing, and we've only had 3 drivers be able to park in victory lane this season. Tonight, we add number 4. Let's head down trackside here to talk to our race winner of James Skelton. James, a great run for you here in this car. Didn't seem like it was the fastest car on the speedway all night long, but here on that final restarts, you got it done here tonight.
Yeah, usually I'm pretty bad on restarts, or definitely not as good as Sean and Max and the others. But I really think all 3 of the restarts at the end, I got a pretty good jump on Sean. That first one, I think I was too easy when I got a good jump on him, and the last 2 I just kind of stuffed it in there and it stuck. So that was good.
We don't normally see, and we didn't see here tonight, the outside lane really get that many good starts on the restarts that we did have. Did you have confidence, though, that outside lane was going to be there when you needed it?
No, not at all. I just kind of just stuffed it, and it stuck. I knew there could be some tire spin, and it almost sounded like it bogged down for a second. And then the RPMs went up, and I never spun them. And then I could see Sean in my peripheral kind of just falling back just a little bit. I don't know if it's between gears or when it was. Because even on that second restart, I got off the gas because I'm like, holy smokes, I'm going to crush him to the line. I thought, there could be an issue with that. And then single actually hit me from behind. So I'm like, I might as well keep going.
You always need a little bit of bumps. It may not be at Talladega to get going, but Dover is pretty treacherous to get going, but it works out for you here tonight. What a relief is it for you knowing that you go to Kansas with the unknown of the NASCAR next-gen cars on January the 3rd when we come back, and then we go to Talladega. You don't have to worry about now pointing your way in because you are officially locked in to now race for another championship.
Yeah, for sure. Getting that win. Kansas, like you said, is an unknown. Don't have any experience in that car on a 1.5 miles. And then I hate plate tracks, so usually I finish in the rear on something like that. So, but I'm just happy with myself. I've just been, I don't know if I've been overdriving the car just too much this year, and I've taken Sean out. I've just had more run-ins this season on my own doing, just making dumb mistakes. So I'm glad that I finally put a race together, pretty clean and ended up in victory lane.
As you said it right there, you end up in victory lane with the holiday season coming. You get to celebrate this win on Monday night longer than anybody all season long. So as we get ready, the red carpet rolls out. The microphone is yours. Who do you got to thank once again back home?
Yes, most importantly, I got to thank Richard. He's in California hanging out with his uncle, and I asked him to spot for me, and he said he can give 2 hours. So I honestly think that helped tremendously, having a spotter helping me just with little things throughout the race and really with the restarts. Like, he was telling me where to line up with Sean, to be even with him, because I guess I've never known it, but I think I'm just too far back on some of the restarts. So I want to thank Sean. He had a hell of a car. Max, I think he might have had a really good piece. He just started a little bit further back. Sean and I put some practice in. You, Roger, for the broadcast. DJ, my other teammate. Josh for putting it on. All the sponsors that we always have. Al for coming on board and for the broadcast. And then I did put something on Facebook, so if anybody was watching, or any of the other people, for all the other drivers, thank you guys for watching.
There you have it. James Skelton tonight will finish in P number 1. Congratulations to the 86 of James Skelton. He does not have to worry no longer at this point to see if he can lock himself in. He is in to the first round of the playoffs here tonight. Al, I believe you caught up with our second place finisher. The driver of car number 88 here tonight, Sean Butler, is going to be our second place finisher.
Yeah, down here on pit road with Sean Butler, the driver who leads the most laps here tonight. Going to come up one spot shy. Sean, this car was on rails here tonight. Talk us through this race. It was looked like a lot of fun out there.
Oh yeah, it was a great race. Congrats to James for those great restarts there at the end. But I didn't want to see those restarts. I felt like I was great on the long run, as I think the times and the laps proved it. That will stretch it out, even with some lap traffic really slowing me down. I was able to kind of stretch it back out again, and then fortunately, just the restarts just didn't work out. I didn't have much practice on the restarts with this thing, and I had never restarted on the bottom, and that kind of messed me up there. So I wasn't sure what it was going to do, and it felt a little looser down there than it did on the top side. So overall, great race, good fast, Valvoline, Chevy, Camaro. We'll see what we got for them here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're going to be off here for the holiday season. We come back at Kansas Speedway in the next gen race, the next gen car on January 3rd. Relatively unknown, brand new car for the Red Light Scrambler series. And, well, you're locked in. You got that one win on the season. Obviously, you want to end up in victory lane a little bit more this season before the chase actually starts. Just 2 more races left to go. What's the outlook on the rest of the regular season and that hunt towards the championship?
Well, echo James there. I haven't drove this new next-gen car on the 1.5 mile, so I'm sure I'll get some laps in for the next week or so before I go on vacation, and I won't be able to do it. But then, plate race, it's one of those unknowns. I can run up front. It's just being in the right line at the right time, and of course being in the right spot without getting wrecked and everything. It'd be nice to get some more wins, but I'd rather have the wins in the end of the season than in the beginning of the season. It's nice to get one early so you're locked in, but it's always nice to get those at the end when finishing off the season and try to get that championship.
Absolutely. Well, coming up one spot shy here tonight, nothing to shake a stick at, leading the most laps here, and probably was the most dominant car on the racetrack here tonight. Like you said, just didn't shake out on the restarts. But who makes it all possible and behind the scenes to get this number 88 onto the podium here tonight?
Thanks to my teammate James for throwing up some practices so we can get some laps, and thanks to all the admins that put on the race and you guys doing the broadcast. Good to see you out here, Al, doing this. I hope you are out here more often. And thanks, Roger. Always looking forward to watching you, even if you're all alone and you're not out here wrecking me at Dover.
Well, there you hear it from Sean Butler. He has put down the Valvoline, Roger. He said he will not drink it this week, but to have poison control on standby when he does go to victory lane, maybe in Kansas in 2 weeks' time. But I believe you've caught up with our third place finisher here tonight, and that would be Max Theriot.
Yeah, we are standing by with our third place finisher here tonight, Max Theriot, the car all black in that Ford Mustang there, car number 42. Max, pretty silent here all night. You just kind of hung around that top 5 and were waiting. Unfortunately, at the end here, those restarts didn't really shake your way.
Yeah, too many cautions to end the race, and restarting third, I didn't want to push it and causing issues for Sean or James. I really didn't want to see that caution with about 13 laps to go because I was catching up to the top 2 guys. I saved some tires, and I thought I may have something for them, but didn't happen.
Didn't happen here tonight, but a great rebound when you really think of all things here late on iRacing. A third place finish here at Dover's gotta feel like pretty much walking away with a win.
Yeah, overall it was a clean race for me, so missed a shift on one restart, and it caught Zach by surprise, but hopefully it didn't cause too much damage to his front end for the rest of the race. But yeah, we can just look forward to next race at Kansas with these new next-gen car.
Are you looking forward more to racing on Monday night with Kansas at the next-gen car, or coming back after the holiday and going to the Watkins Glen International Speedway when we bring the modifieds back to go road course racing for the first time ever?
It'll be a different experience for sure with the modifieds at Watkins, and maybe some pack racing might come into effect if the draft on the dog stretch works out. But yeah, Kansas, it's a hit or miss depending on the setup and the car. So not my favorite track, not the most side by side friendly racetrack. So let's look forward to Watkins Glen.
That's what I like to hear. That was the answer I wanted to hear. I'm excited for that one too myself. But before we let you go celebrate the holidays here, Max, who back home do you have to thank in Canada?
Yep, my girlfriend, my friend Max at Maxim Knitting, and my dad. Shout out to Checkered Flag Auto Supply for sponsoring this season. Turn 3 Network for the broadcast, and we'll see you guys next year.
There you hear it from the driver of car number 42 here tonight. Max Terrett will round down our top 3 finishers here tonight from Dover. And what a race it was. Handful of cautions in the early portion of this one, Al. And then, well, at the end, we strung together a couple more to give you an exciting finish for your return back to the booth here tonight.
Yeah, always a pleasure to come in here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series. And these drivers do not disappoint week in and week out. Hopefully be able to get back into the booth here with you a little bit more on a regular basis if you'll have me. The balded-headed wondered Roger Muth in the booth. I enjoy coming out here and calling these races with you. But, man, talk about that. Skelton able to steal that one at the end on that restart. Sean Butler dominant all race long. 4 drivers now locked their way in with a win this season. And 2, well, we heard it. Unknown how Kansas is going to be in that next-gen car. You're not going to want to miss that when we come back live on a Monday night, January 3rd, for that race. 90 laps on the distance for that one. I might actually have to tune in for that, or well, unless you send the jet for me, then I could be in the booth with you.
There's also one other race for Red Light Racing before the 2021 calendar year closes. Couple of the drivers from Red Light Racing will head to the GoPro Motorplex in North Carolina outside of Charlotte on December the 27th. If you're interested in racing with some of the racers like James Skelton, or how about Richard Murdoch? The old Foundation's going to be out there. And a couple other drivers from all over the country will travel to North Carolina in possible hopes to take home the real-life racing trophy here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series and Modified Series for Red Light Racing. So remember, on December the 27th, the GoPro Motorplex is the place to be. If you're interested in that, get in contact with James Skelton, one of the admin crew over here with Red Light Racing, and he will be your travel agent free of charge. You're going to have to pay for your own flight or transportation, but he, free of charge, will find you those travel accommodations to get to the racetrack. So remember, James Skelton, December the 27th, the GoPro Motor Complex down in North Carolina. But for everybody with Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody over at Red Light Racing, and all of us here from the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed your program all year long here in 2021. We'll be back in 2022. But from all of us here, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Everybody stay safe, and we will see you at the races in 2022.